It says we are live, and I am going to click on Insta Live in a second right now so that it goes live too. I just want to talk about the idea of going all in. You know, there's no question that some things that we do in any everyday single day, some things seem more important than others, right? Straightening up, making your bed. You can make your bed kind of half baked. You can leave it unmade. You can drag, the sheet up or the comforter up a bit and call it good. And you can do that. And you can say that's all it needs. It's all it is. And I'm not even going to argue with you. I'm just going to tell you something I've discovered. Okay. And I don't know how many of you have seen that YouTube video about that Marine Corps, or was it a Navy admiral? I don't remember, on YouTube, talking about how to have a great day, how to have a great day every day, no matter what happens. And you know what he said? He said it starts with making your bed. And he made the point about making your bed all the very best you can, tight and clear. And I can't remember who told me this, but something about the military. If you couldn't flip a quarter and it would bounce off your bed, then it wasn't made well. And of course, that would mean that the sheet, blanket, and bedspread or whatever you have on top is pulled so tightly and wrapped under the mattress that, a coin would bounce off of it. And that visual stuck in my mind all the time. Anyway, this cat gave a speech, and it was longer than this, but he said, it starts with making your bed. You make it tight, clear, good, so that anybody, anywhere, anytime could see it. And you could say, what a stupid waste of time. And that's what I want to talk about today. Is that really a waste of time? Is that really a stupid thing? And you can have your item or your thoughts already organized about that, and you can argue with what I'm going to say. But I'm going to invite you to stay with me. Now, I want you to look at this picture behind me. Okay, that is a weird picture. There's a chessboard, and there's a kitty cat in there, and some other crazy things. But it's clearly fantasy because there's never been any, room that color. Or that's I think it was made by one of the DALL-E or AI programs. But painters, Salvador Dali, DALI, painted weird things, clocks all bent, and all that kind of stuff, indicating some of the strangeness of life. I get a story about that for you. I remember when I was in the hospital for a month in 2018, and that was when I died, and I was in a coma for 17 days. When I came out, I remember seeing clocks do weird things. Like the passage of time was so warped. So warped. And I would look at clocks, and it seemed like it ran backwards. And the clock time between, the space between the 3 and the 4, the 4 and the 5, or the 5 and the 6 would expand and contract. Only it would do it in a sneaky way, so I couldn't really see it. And then the numbers would rush back to their same place the minute I looked up. All kinds of crazy hallucinations. And that, that happens. But anyway, what I want to say is this choice about how you do your day, how you do your life, affects everything. The reason I told the story about the clock is the fantasy thing behind me. What do you create in your day? Do you pay attention to what you're creating? Now, this is going to require some deep thought. So you create on a whole bunch of levels. The first level is the obvious. If I'm making my bed, I create a bed that has, the covers moved. If I clean up the floor or put my clothes away or do laundry or something, I create, some clean clothes, or I put some dishes in the sink. Or if I go create a video, or if I write a chapter in a book, or if I go over there in the recording studio on the other side of the area here and work on a song, or if I meet someone, or if I'm on a coaching call, or if I'm interacting with my precious angel, Joy, the most sacred, holy person in my life. Every one of those things, and you substitute your activities today, interacting with one of your children, volunteering at a school thing, taking the garbage out, cleaning up something in the kitchen, doing a business activity, writing an email, serving a customer, whatever it is. There's a thousand things you're going to do today. And unconsciously, because we're mostly driven by habits, unconsciously we choose how we do them. Unconsciously, we just do them to whatever level of effort makes sense at the moment based on how we're feeling, whether or not someone's going to complain, all of that stuff. So what if you threw that whole metric out the window? Because often we do things just to the bare level of acceptance. Nobody's going to complain about this, so it's good enough. Well, I'm not going to moralize and preach to you about what you ought to do because I don't know. What I am going to share is what I've noticed. What I've noticed in my life is when I do things, everything I do, the best I can, something changes. Now, if you go back to making the bed, the fact that I put the effort into making the bed beautiful and tight is reflective of my commitment to do everything the best I can. Now, when I get up and get dressed, my wife sleeps longer than I do. She goes to bed later too. And so I can't do the tight because she's still in it. But I do straighten sheets and do everything and go on her side, my side, and do what I can. Why? Why do I do that? Well, it's the same principle. I choose, and this is what I've noticed, I choose to do everything I do the best I can right then with what I have right then. If I only have 2 minutes to clean up something before I have another obligation, not obligation, but commitment, then I do everything I can in that 2 minutes, joyfully and furiously, fast and quick and joyfully. And that's why I said there's several layers. There's do all I can in the time that I have for it. There is how I'm doing it. What is my attitude? Is my mind somewhere else? Oh, flip, I wish I didn't have to do this. How come so-and-so didn't XYZ? That sort of negative overlay. What I've noticed is when I attack every task, even if it's cleaning up the kitchen or writing a list of things I have to do or making this video, if I come at it with every ounce of energy I have, every piece of love, every piece of joy, putting a silly picture of behind me, telling good stories, inviting you to love yourself and create. If I create power, not just create, if I come at it that way, and I come at everything I do that today, every day that way, two things happen. One, I get better results. And two, I feel better. And I think those are a bit of a chicken and egg. I get better results because I feel better, and I feel better because I get better results. So it's self-reinforcing. And those better results are all kinds of results. Often we look at our activities and we say, did it do something for me? Did I make more money? Did I elevate my status? Does someone think more of me? Me, 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 me. That's what's in it for me. Well, what if the measurement is different? What if you chose a measurement of, can I make them smile? Can I leave this person just happier than I found them? Can I do that? I wonder if I can do that. I wonder if I can have this whole conversation and make the person I'm talking to just feel listened to and loved. I wonder if I can do that. And again, you say, well, why would I put that kind of energy in? Because you're a divine being, because you can, and because it actually produces the best results. And this is where I'm going to with this whole thing. The best results of your day and of your life are created when you go all in, both in your action and your attention. I call it your TAL, time, attention, and love. Like you and I only possess one thing. We possess the time we have each day, each moment, 8.64 seconds. A moment is 8.64 seconds. Remember that. So I own that moment, no matter what's going on around me. I own my attention, how much attention I'm focusing, if I'm trying to split it, multitask, and do more things. And the intensity, I call it love, passion, intensity, and intention with which I do it. So time, attention, and love. That energy, I think of it as a beam coming out of your face. Woo! Wherever you shine your time and attention and love, it grows, it develops. What I've noticed is that when I put 100% in time, attention, and love, things grow exponentially faster. So if I split time, attention, and love and try to multitask, Things don't just grow. Let's say I'm doing two things don't grow half as much, they grow a fourth as much. There's some kind of a multiplying effect when you increase the intensity of your love, your intention, the fullness of your being. When you withhold that by splitting it, or by thinking this is boring or stupid, or I don't need to do it, or why should I do this, or I don't really care, or any of one of those things, or I'm not worthy, or I might fail, or I might look silly, or either self-doubts or resentment toward others, or anger at a situation, or leftover frustration, or baggage I used to carry was negative opinions and thoughts about myself because I found myself unworthy and bad because of all the mistakes I'd made before I learned to forgive. If I'm carrying any of those things, it takes my time, attention, and love beam and pours, dirt all over it or water all over it. It does not good things to it. And so I want to invite you right now, today, the invitation is for you to choose just for today. And then I'd love it if you'd reach back out to me and share with me what happens. Choose to do everything you do very carefully, do it intentionally, and do it with every ounce of intention and love that you have. Turn your time, attention, and love beam up to 11. Now, your time is allocated any way you see fit. I'm not saying be frantically busy. I'm not saying don't have leisure and relaxation and rest. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying whatever you choose to do with the time, do it preciously and intentionally, and turn your attention and love dial all the way up to 11. That's a challenge. I'm going to accept that challenge, and I'll report on it tomorrow. I invite you to join me to do whatever you do today, all in, all in, all in. No second guessing, no backing out, no what if, I don't want to, none of that, all in. And then share with me on a comment to this or reach out some other way, one of the socials or whatever, and share with me what happens. Tell me you saw this and tell me that you jumped into the challenge just to see what happens. Just try it. I can make you some promises. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at the power and effectiveness of each thing you do. There's an exponential multiplier, both in how much fun it is for you and how effective your work is. I love you for every good thing you're doing. I get to meet so many people, and I would love to talk to you. If you're interested, I'd love to learn more about you and see how you are living your ultimate life, how you add good to the world, and all the rest. Thank you for being with me for this. You're so cool. I'll see you tomorrow.